What up, what up? This is Adam Johnson with another Basketball Pantheon video. We are here to go through the rest of the regular season of the all-time franchise, all-time greatest rosters. Remember, this is every team's greatest roster in franchise history. Peak season for each team, and we are going to show you guys the playoffs. But first, we want to show you kind of how the final standings shook out. So our last video, if you want to go back and watch that for reference, it's through the All-Star weekend, and then we watched some of the All-Star events. So that would be, three-point shootout, dunk contest, and then last couple of minutes of the All-Star game. So that's what we showed you guys. So what we're going to do today, we simulate the rest of the regular season, and then we're going to sim the playoffs live as this is happening. I have not done that yet. So let's look at the final standings. The Boston Celtics first in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, phenomenal roster. They're, easily the best team, I thought, in the East. The Pacers, though, snuck up on them. So did the Sixers, both at 51 wins there. And I think what people need to be reminded by is all these teams are so good that there's going to be this kind of like crunch in the standings. Like, you're not going to have teams that are, they're the worst team by far. But see, look at that. So the Nets are 34, and then, only 12 games ahead of them are 46 win, the 4 seed Miami Heat. So the 4 to 14. It's only a 10-win difference. So that's what I'm saying is, like, there's a big crunch because the teams are so good. I actually thought the Celtics would be a little bit better than that. But yeah, Celtics the 1 seed, not a surprise. Pacers the 2 seed, that is a surprise. I thought they would make the playoffs, so that would be the 7 or 8 seed. But they don't have one of the best rosters, but I guess the fit is good, and the simulation just played out this way. So Sixers the 3 seed, Heat the 4, Washington the 5, New York the 6, Chicago the 7, Cleveland the 8. So I'm glad Cleveland ended up making the playoffs. I was worried about that. Very surprised the Pistons did not. I thought they were just loaded. Really, really impressive group of guys on that team. Obviously have all the guys from the Bad Boys. You have Grant Hill. You have the guys from the '04 Pistons. Even Drummond got thrown on there. So it's really, really solid team. The Bucks too. They have Kareem. The second best player in the game. I think he's 98 overall in this sim. So yeah, really loaded roster. But that's the thing is, like, some of these teams just they're just not as good. I'm surprised the Heat are this good. I did think the Heat would not make the playoffs, but they're the 4. Their starting lineup is very good, but the rest of the roster, the bench and stuff, not too strong. So that is how the East. So I guess let's go to the rest of this. So the Pistons, the Hornets, the Magic, the Hawks, the Brooklyn Nets, and then obviously the Raptors. The Raptors bench is really pretty poor. It's probably the worst bench in the league, and so not a total surprise. I'm surprised they're that bad. 1864. That kind of sucks, but. But I'm not surprised they're the worst team in the East. So, all right, let's go over to the West real quick. Golden State Warriors, the best record in the league, 69-13, loaded roster. Not a surprise that they finished number 1. I thought it'd be the Lakers and the Golden State too, but nonetheless, this is how it shook out. So the Lakers are number 2. Lakers roster is ridiculous. I think all 5 players in the starting lineup have at least a 90 overall rating. So that's obviously pretty nice for them. Oklahoma City Thunder. Remember, this is / Seattle SuperSonics, so this is a really good roster. They finished in the 3rd spot. San Antonio Spurs 4th, not a surprise there. Rockets 5th, again, not a surprise. Portland, Sacramento, and Phoenix. I'm glad those 3 teams made the playoffs. Really, really nice rosters, especially Sacramento. Sacramento's loaded. That's a really tough first-round matchup for the Lakers. I imagine the Lakers will win, but still, really cool to watch. Potentially, but and then Phoenix Suns the 8. Obviously, Barkley, best player on that team. You got Nash, you got Amari, you got Sean Marion, you got Walter Davis, who won Rookie of the Year, which we'll see in a second here. But the Denver Nuggets finished just out of the playoffs. Would have finished in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference, 42-40 record overall. The Clippers are a 99 overall team, and yeah, not great. Minnesota Timberwolves, Dallas Mavericks, Utah Jazz, New Orleans Pelicans, and then the worst team in the league, the Memphis Grizzlies. Not a shock there. Just one of the younger franchises in the league. Them and the Raptors are the 2 youngest franchises. And that's an interesting point there. I hadn't really thought about that until right now. Those are the 2 youngest franchises. So there's the smallest amount of pool to choose from. So a lot of these rosters look similar to what they do now. I mean, obviously the Raptors, you got Vince Carter and Chris Bosh on there, but a lot of the guys are current, good players for them. And the Grizzlies too. Like those are both good teams right now, but their franchise history isn't that deep. So it's hard to choose a really good team out of only 20 years of existence. Just over 20 years of existence. So that made it kind of tough. But there's the standings. Let's look at the awards real quick. Or league leaders here. Let's see how that shook out. So Steph Curry led the league in scoring. Iverson second. James Harden, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Dirk Nowitzki, Carmelo Anthony, Wilt Chamberlain, and Clyde Drexler round out the top 10. Let's look at rebounds per game. So the top 10 would be Tim Duncan, Wilt Chamberlain, Shaquille O'Neal, Dwight Howard, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Larry Johnson, Moses Malone, David Robinson, Wes Unseld, and Bob Pettit. So cool to see all these names in one place. It's awesome. Dwayne Wade shockingly led the league in assists. He was the league leader in assists at the All-Star break and stayed that way. So, and then Tim Hardaway second. So 2 Heat players. Really, really bizarre. But Jason Kidd third, John Stockton, Russell Westbrook, Walt Frazier, James Harden, Steph Curry, Kemba Walker, and Chauncey Billups. A murderer's row there. Steals per game, that would be Walt Frazier first, Tim Hardaway second, Dwayne Wade. Hardaway and Wade. How about that? LeBron James 4, Steph Curry 5. Let's look at blocks real quick to the top 5 of that. Tim Duncan and Bill Russell tied. Not a surprise at all. Probably the 2 greatest teammates of all time. 2 of the 10 greatest players of all time as well, finishing in the top 5 in blocks. So Shaq number 3, Dwight Howard number 4, and Dikembe Mutombo number 5 ties with James Donaldson. Surprising that he got on there, but. And yeah, turnovers, just for curiosity. Let's see. Walt Frazier and Steph Curry lead the way in turnovers, so there's that. Let's go ahead and look at the awards. Oh, that's going to be season awards. So we're going to look at his league history and the season awards. So most valuable player, Steph Curry actually won most valuable player. Surprising. I thought it'd be Wilt Chamberlain, but Steph Curry. So Rookie of the Year, Walter Davis. There was actually only 7 participants eligible in the Rookie of the Year voting, and Walter Davis took that home. And remember, only 7 eligible because there's only 7 players that I deemed that their rookie season was their peak season with the team that they're on. So yeah, if you want to kind of get a better sense of what this thing is, go back and watch some of our old videos if you are kind of confused. Sixth Man of the Year, Chris Mullin. Pretty cool. Defensive Player of the Year, Tim Duncan. I assume Bill Russell probably finished second. So awesome that Duncan took that home. Took that award home. So look at that, 3 straight Spurs in this fictional world. Most Improved Player, Kevin Love. I thought that was kind of random, but whatever. All-NBA First Team. Look at this team. Wilt Chamberlain, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Dwayne Wade, and Tim Duncan. All-NBA Second Team, Jason Kidd, Kevin Durant, Dirk Nowitzki, Shaquille O'Neal, and Michael Jordan. Not bad. Not a bad lineup there. I mean, functionally, I guess this team would probably be a little bit better than the first team. I mean, just because you have Jordan. I don't know though. I mean, maybe it fits a little bit better in the modern game. You have like this, kid setting up Dirk and Durant on the, on the wing. Jordan obviously can ISO, play defense. This is peak Jordan. So, then peak Shaq, dominant. All NBA third team: Tim Hardaway, Larry Johnson, David Robinson, Russell Westbrook, and Charles Barkley. All defensive first team: Tim Duncan, Michael Jordan, Kevin Garnett, Jason Kidd, and Bill Russell. All defensive second team: Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, Scottie Pippen, Walter Davis, and Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade, surprisingly. Dwayne was really good defensively when he cared and didn't, lazily get back on defense. So all rookie first team: Marcus Camby, Walter Davis, Ralph Sampson, Jeff Petrie, and Alvin Adams. And remember, there's only 7 rookies eligible, so there's only 2 on the second team, and that would be Joel Embiid and Randy Foye, both of whom barely even played this year. Coach of the Year was Steve Kerr. And that's it. That rounds out the awards. So let's go ahead and get to the playoff sim. This is kind of what you guys are probably here for, just to kind of see how this plays out. So yeah, we're just going to do this. Let's simulate the current round and just see how it plays out. Pacers have been eliminated. Sixers have been eliminated. Cavs have been eliminated. Kings have been eliminated. Rockets, Heat, Blazers, Suns. So here we are. Oh, wow. Okay, so the Warriors win in 7. 113-103 in Game 7 over the Phoenix Suns. Steph Curry with 28 and 12. Wilt Chamberlain 25. Clay with 17. Draymond Green with 14. Paul Arizin with 13 off the bench. Look at that, Rick Barry. 32 minutes, only 3 points. 0 of 9 from the field for Rick Barry. Not great, Bob. Here's the Suns. Connie Hawkins, 21. Very little work on the boards from Connie Hawkins, though. Charles Barkley, 13 and 10. 5 of 16 from the field, not great. Walter Davis, Steve Nash, Sean Marion, Amari Stoudemire. Yeah, not surprising they couldn't get it done, but wow, the 8 seed took the Warriors to 7. That's pretty cool. So Spurs in 6 over the Rockets. Let's look at the Game 6 stats. James Harden with 31, 5 and 6. Hakeem Olajuwon 21 and 10. Yao Ming 22 minutes off the bench. 16 points and 5 boards. And let's look at the Spurs. Tim Duncan, 21, 12, 5, 4, and 5. That's 10 of 17 from the field, 4 from the line. That is a phenomenal game from Tim Duncan in 42 minutes. Kawhi Leonard with 23, David Robinson with 20, George Gervin with 14, Parker with 11. This is so cool to see these names all on one team. As someone who grew up in San Antonio, this is amazing. Let's see. So that is the... And then Oklahoma City, another 7-game series. So the Oklahoma City Thunder / Seattle Sonics, remember that. Kevin Durant, Sean Kemp, Spencer Haywood, Gary Payton, all in double figures in points. Spencer Haywood, 12 boards. Jack Sikma leading the team in assists with six assists. That's awesome. Really nice game off the bench for Jack Sikma there. But let's look at the Blazers. So the Blazers, Clyde Drexler 29. Look, that's a close game too. 104-102 in Game 7. What a game that would have been. Damian Lillard with 28, Jeff Petrie with 10. That's really kind of a two-man show there for the Blazers. So, yeah, as you can see there, I guess the Thunder would have been down going into the fourth because they outscored by 4 there. So, yeah, crazy series there. Lakers over the Kings, not surprising, in 5 games. Let's look at Game 5 stats. Kobe with 26. Shaq was 17 and 9. Elgin Baylor 16 and 17. How about that? Jerry West 16 and 10. I mean, I look at this team. I mean, it's just not fair. Phenomenal team. Magic Johnson 19, 7 and 3. DeMarcus Cousins, wow, leading the team in scoring. Oscar Robertson 26 and 5, 3 steals to go along with it. Mitch Richmond with 18. Weber, Lucas, Tiny Archibald. Nice group of guys there. That is just a dynamite second round in the Western Conference. Let's look out east. Game 5 of the Celtics and Cavs series. Celtics dominating, winning that game by 33 points there. Bob Cousy with a 31-point performance. Paul Pierce, John Havlicek, Kevin McHale, all on the score sheet. Kyrie Irving, LeBron, and Mark Price, the only guys in double figures for the Cavs, as they obviously fell in 5. Here's a 7-game series in the 5 seed upsetting the 4 seed. Not much of an upset there, but for the Heat, Dwayne Wade, 36. Hassan Whiteside, 14 and 11. Glenn Rice, Alonzo Mourning, Ronnie Cycli, Tim Hardaway, 10 and 15. It's crazy. Assist leaders. And for the Wizards, Jerry Stackhouse leads the way in scoring. How about that? John Wall, Earl Monroe, Gilbert Arenas, and Rod Strickland all in double figures. Rod Strickland with 7 assists as well. Look at Wes Unseld, 7 and 13. Love it. The Wizards win by 12 in Game 7. The Knicks upsetting the Sixers. How about that? I thought the Sixers would have a chance at the finals even. I probably eventually falling to the Celtics, but still. Dr. J. It's just a 5-game series, too. That's a real upset. So Dr. J in Game 5 with 26 points. Iverson with 19. Richie Guerin, Walt Frazier, Allen Houston, Dave DeBusschere, Patrick Ewing, and Kristaps Porzingis all scoring in the double figures. And the Bulls sweeping the Pacers. Look at that. So 2 upsets there. So we have the 6 over the 3 and the 7 over the 2. A sweep. Not surprising that the Bulls won at all. I mean, honestly, if you had told me at the beginning of the thing if this would be the 2-7 series, I would think the Bulls are the 2, the Pacers are the 7 when I started this. But Bob Love, the really strong game. Jordan, obviously, 23, 9, and 6 on 9 of 11 shooting. That's phenomenal for Michael Jordan. Look at that, 12 of 14 for Bob Love. Scottie Pippen, Jimmy Butler, Jerry Sloan, Derrick Rose, and Artis Gilmore, all in double figures. That's a phenomenal performance from the Chicago Bulls as they dominated the Pacers in Game 4. Reggie Miller with 19, Paul George 16, George McGinnis, Jalen Rose, and Freddie Lewis, all in double figures. But yeah, that's a surprise there. So let's simulate this round, see what happens here. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Chicago Bulls have been eliminated. Wow, look at that. Oklahoma City Thunder have been eliminated. San Antonio Spurs have been eliminated. And the Boston Celtics upset. Look at this. Washington and New York, the 5 and the 6 seed in the conference finals. And then out west, it's as you were, the 1 and 2 seed. Wow, I bet that was a heck of a series. We'll look at that one last. So let's look and see what happened here. The Knicks sweeping the Bulls. How about that? The Knicks on a tear in the playoffs. Jordan with 27. They won Game 4 by 2 points there. Look at that. Michael Jordan with 27 in Game 4. Pippen with 14. Look at the Knicks, balanced scoring. A lot of those 70s Knicks players, Bernard King, these are 80s and 90s, but because this team has those 70s Knicks players, probably move the ball around really well. So we got Bernard King with 18, Patrick Ewing with 18 and 10, Walt Frazier, Willis Reed, and Richie Guerin, all in double figures. So wow, there's an upset. Let's check out Game 7. This would have been Game 7 in Boston. What a win for Washington, and it's a 4-point game. Man, I bet that was a fun one. Larry Bird with 21, Bob Cousy with 21, Bill Russell 18 and 11, Paul Pierce with 11, John Havlicek with 11 and 11, Sam Jones with 11 points. And for the Wizards, the Jerry Stackhouse run continues. 9 of 18 from the field, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal and a block. What a game from Jerry Stackhouse. Game 7 in Boston. Caron Butler gets 17. How is this Wizards team doing this? This is amazing. John Wall with a nice little game. 4 turnovers, though. Wes Unseld, 5 turnovers. So, yeah, I mean, no explosions, no rant. I mean, this is just a solid performance from this roster. Crazy that they're in the conference finals. I kind of wish Boston would have won. I think the ultimate finals would be Boston and L.A., 2 most storied franchises. But, hey, look at that. Boston and Washington. Washington with a huge Game 7 win. So let's see what happened in the West. The Lakers in 5 over the Thunder. Not a surprise there. Let's see what happened in Game 5. Magic Johnson with 19. Jerry West and James Worthy with 16. Kobe with 15. Elgin Baylor and Shaq. Shaq with 10 and 19. How about that? Kevin Durant leading the way with the Thunder. This is a 15-point win for the Lakers in Game 5. Durant, Ray Allen, Gary Payton, Russell Westbrook, and Spencer Haywood all in double figures. Game 7 in Golden State. What happened? Golden State wins by 16. If you look at it there, I guess it's just kind of solid. First half, they would have been up by, what is that? 9 to about 15 at halftime. So not a total surprise there that the Warriors took that one home. But 39 and 12 and 7 steals for Steph Curry in Game 7. That's an all-time performance there. Wilt Chamberlain, 18 and 14. Klay Thompson, Chris Mullin, and Draymond Green all in double figures. Let's check out the Spurs stats. George Gervin leading the way with 22 points. David Robinson, 20, 11, and 5 with a couple blocks. Tim Duncan with a triple-double, 13 points, 14 boards, 10 assists. I think that's the first triple-double we've seen so far, the games we've checked. Larry Keenan, Kawhi Leonard, and Tony Parker, all double figures. So the Spurs fall to the Warriors. So what is going to happen out east? Here, let's simulate this round. Wizards have been eliminated. Golden State Warriors have been eliminated. So it's the Lakers and the Knicks in the finals. The Knicks with a sweep. The Knicks are 12 and 1 in this simulation. What is going on? Maybe they're overpowered. I mean, their rating isn't even that great. I think they're at 96 overall, as opposed to a bunch of these teams are 98 or 99. Their overall team rating. So let's see what happened in the East. Game 4. Patrick Ewing, Bernard King, Walt Frazier, Allen Houston, Willis Reed, and Kristaps Porzingis all in double figures. I mean, it's a really good roster. I mean, it's not shocking that they're winning some of these games, but just rolling through the playoffs like this. 8-point win in Game 7 or in Game 4 there. For the Wizards, John Wall 28, Gilbert Arenas at 20, Caron Butler. The Jerry Stackhouse explosions subsided there in Game 4 at least, but Elvin Hayes with 12 points. He seems like he's been a little disappointing in the playoffs. Yeah, there you have it. 57%. The Wizards shoot 57%. That's the thing. These teams are so good; they're going to shoot phenomenal percentages. That's I think what's kind of cool about this, but. All right, let's see what happened in Game 5. Lakers and Warriors. Wow, Wilt Chamberlain, 35 and 10. As the Lakers win by 1 in Game 5. What a game from Wilt Chamberlain. Steph Curry, 27 and 9. So this game would be in Golden State. That's crazy. And the Lakers would win by 1. Wow, that must have been a heck of a game. Kobe Bryant with 20. Shaq with 19 and 10. Magic, Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, James Worthy, and Jamal Wilkes all in double figures. What a roster. I mean, look at that. It's just loaded. Guys, DNPs, these would be some of the better players on like the Grizzlies or Raptors. DNPs for the Lakers, but look at that, 54%, 40% from 3 for the Lakers. Okay, let's sim the finals one game at a time, see how it goes. Knicks win Game 1. Box score, Elgin Baylor leading the way. Willis Reed. Look at the Knicks. 17, 14, and 7 from Walt Frazier. What a game. All right, Game 2. The Knicks win again. It's destiny. The Knicks steal the first 2 in L.A. How about that? 19 for Jerry West, Elgin Baylor. Bunch of guys in double figures for the Lakers. George Mikan chipping in finally. For the Knicks, Walt Frazier. 29, 6, 14 assists. Unbelievable game from Walt Frazier. Did have 7 turnovers, but Richie Guerin with a huge game. 26 minutes, 28 points in 26 minutes, 11 of 15 from the field. That's crazy. Patrick Ewing goes 10 for 12. The new Georgetown head coach, Patrick Ewing. How about that? But the Knicks win again. This is amazing. Okay. Box score. Walt Frazier continues his dominance. Clearly the finals MVP at this point. Shaq with 23 and 11. And the Knicks win by 7 in Game 3. So here we go. In New York with a chance to close out the series. No, the Lakers come back and win Game 4. How about that? So now we go back to LA for Game 5. So how crazy would it be if the Lakers come back from 3-0 down? Wow, Lakers dominating performance. Win by 26 points. Jerry West, big game from him. Shaq with 25 and 12. Magic, James Worthy, Kobe. The big guns coming out to play for the Lakers. All right, Game 5. Will the Knicks do it? And they do. The New York Knicks have won the NBA championship. Franchise all-time roster edition. Now, this is just the sim. maybe something. I mean, look at the ratings again. I think the Knicks is very fair how they're all rated. So very surprising championship. And your Finals MVP had to be Walt Frazier. Look at that, 23 points per game, 10 assists per game, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, shot 57%. A phenomenal performance from Walt Frazier. Let's look at the Game 5 stats. Elgin Baylor, Kobe Bryant, Jerry West, and Magic all in double figures. Shaq not very involved in 32 minutes. Walt Frazier, again. Kristaps Porzingis, NBA champion Kristaps Porzingis. Bernard King with 12. Allen Houston with 12. Patrick Ewing with 10 and 10. 8 assists as well, and a block. Yeah, look at that, the Knicks. So there's your NBA champions. The New York Knicks. How amazing is that? So there you have it. The New York Knicks win the NBA title in the franchise all-time roster sim. Steph Curry was your MVP. Yeah, this was fun. So now it's time to actually play with these teams. Again, I still have not played with any of these teams. I just want to do the sim first, and then I have my own little tournament where I've drawn them up into groups, almost like a World Cup, where I've drawn them up into groups. They will play each other in the groups, and then that will narrow down to a knockout tournament, which I'll play best of 3 playoffs, essentially. So, yeah, that was surprising. That's a surprising turnout. I was hoping for Lakers Celtics just to see the spectacle of that, but we get Lakers Knicks, another kind of classic finals matchup from the 70s. But yeah, so congratulations to the New York Knicks, your 2000, or I don't even know what year to call it, your franchise all-time NBA champion. So signing off, I'm Adam Johnson. Be back for more Basketball Pantheon videos, whether it's 2K stuff, whether it's us talking basketball. Check out our website and our podcast. Search basketballpantheon.com for our website and Basketball Pantheon on iTunes. Hope you guys check us out. Comment on the video. See what you tell us what you liked, what you think we should do differently, maybe, and maybe give us some crap about the Knicks winning our championship. So thanks guys. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys soon.